Okay, so now we are talking about still going to be, we are trying to understand what is path and what is non-path. Okay, right. So now we're going to start about immaterial. Immaterial means nama. So by group, by pairs, by moments, by series, by removal of false view, by abolition of conceit, by ending of attachment. Actually, I think this document is quite interesting because it's talking about how we contemplate our mind. Right. So the first one is talking about by groups belong to the contact pentet. Pentet means 5 things in one. Okay, 5 things in one group, right? So for example, it's mentioned this is a 7 in the Visuddhimagga. Now the commentary, sub-commentary under the footnote there. So it's referred to in the DHS is a Dhamma Sangani. Dhamma Sangani is the first book of the Abhidhamma. Right. So this is a Dhamma Sangani. I think should be long. Okay. So there are 5 things that wherever there's a consciousness, there will be this one: contact, feeling, perception, volition, and consciousness. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you see this whenever a consciousness arises, this will arise. Why is it? Because we study Abhidhamma. We know the Phassa is contact, Vedana is feeling, Sanya perception, Chetana, volition. Okay, so we have this 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, okay, not 5, 4. These 4 arises whenever there's any chitta. So when a chitta appear, so we have how many universal mental factors? You all remember Phassa, Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, then Jivindara, Jivi and Manasikala. So these 6 arise whenever there's a universal, whenever the chitta arise. So they come together. So that's the meaning of pentet. Okay, now, all right. So when you contemplate the head hair, now this is talking about 32 body parts. All right. So when you contemplate the head hair, or you contemplate the other parts of the body, like you can see dot 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 here means head hair, body hair, nail, teeth, skin, lung, kidney, so on and so on and so on, right? And all the way to the brain. So you have to see the right. So means that based on the 32 body part, 32 body parts is the material, is the rupa. So when you contemplate on the rupa, then the nama that will arise will be this nama. Okay, nama is immaterial. So this one, okay. So you have to consider all these disintegrate section by section, terms by terms, like crackling sesame seeds put in a hot pan, each without reaching the next. Therefore, they are impermanent, painful, and non-self. So this is a first method according to discourse of purification. Now, Visuddhimagga is written in the 5th AD. And it is actually based on this discourse of purification, Visuddhikata, and discourse on nobles, heritages, Aryavansakata. So these are the name of chapters in the old Sinhalese commentary, no longer extant. This means that Visuddhimagga is based on a very, very old commentary exists at that time in the 5th AD. But now we cannot find this commentary because they are lost. All this commentary, actually, even people do a research, they cannot find this because they are already lost already. So it's actually tell us when you contemplate your 32 body parts, you have to see all these cetasika together with the chitta. That means that chitta and cetasika, you have to see moment to moment, all these are disintegrated. So this is a simile. In Visuddhimagga, there's a lot of simile mentioned. So it's like you put the sesame seeds put there and then it pop, 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 you know, when you put in a hot pans, it will pop, 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 pop like this, burning, burning, bursting, bursting, like this. So that's the meaning. Okay. Okay, now 78. Okay, according to discourse of the noble one's heritages, however, he is said to comprehend by groups, when by means of subsequent consciousness, he comprehends as impermanent, painful, not self, that consciousness which occur, comprehending material as impermanent, painful, non-self, in the 7 instances of the materiality septet given above. And this method is most suitable. We shall therefore confine ourselves to it in explaining the rest. Okay, now, what is the meaning of subsequent consciousness? Right? So when one chitta means your mind, okay, nama, it contemplate on the rupa. So at that time, the object is only on the rupa. But how do you know? So it has to depend on the next subsequent consciousness that arise after that. So the subsequence appear after that, it will be the one that can see the previous chitta. So this means that one chitta contemplate the earlier chitta. Okay, you get the point? One chitta that appear later, later chitta contemplate the previous arising chitta. Chitta means consciousness. So that's the meaning of subsequent consciousness. Right. So by pairs also. Okay. Okay. I think somebody read first. Because this text is getting to be more difficult already. Okay. Jade, you want to read? Okay, Jade is not free. Okay, next person. Sister Chai?
Okay, 79 here. By pairs, after the bhikkhu has comprehended as impermanent, painful, not self, the materiality of the taking up and putting down, he comprehends that consciousness with which he was comprehending the materiality, too, as impermanent, painful, not self, by means of a subsequent consciousness. After he has comprehended as impermanent, painful, not self, the materiality of the disappearance of what grows old in each stage, and that arising from nutriment, arising from temperature, karma born, consciousness originated and natural. He comprehends that consciousness too as impermanent, painful, not self, by means of a subsequent consciousness. In this way, he is said to comprehend by pairs.
Okay. It sounds quite similar with the previous paragraph. So when a chitta, when a consciousness contemplate the materiality, this means that nama contemplate the rupa. So at that time it's busy contemplating. So only the later subsequent consciousness be able to understand this as impermanent suffering and non-self. So that's the meaning there. Then the rest are, I think, quite same. Okay, now moments is okay. Yeah, we try this one number 80. It's quite long. Okay, Chai Hun, you can read.
By moments, after the bhikkhu has comprehended as impermanent, painful, not self, the materiality of the taking up and putting down, he comprehends that the first consciousness with which he was comprehending the materiality as impermanent, painful, not self by means of second consciousness, and that second consciousness by means of a third, and the third by means of the fourth, and the fourth by means of a fifth, and that too he comprehends as impermanent, painful, not self. After he has comprehended as impermanent, painful, not self, the materiality of disappearance of what grows old in each stage, and that arising from nutriment, arising from temperature, karma, born consciousness, originated and natural, he comprehends that the first consciousness as impermanent, painful, not self by means of second consciousness, and the second consciousness by means of a third, and the third by means of a fourth, and the fourth by means of a fifth, and that too he comprehends as impermanent, painful, not self. Comprehending thus four consciousnesses from each discerning of materiality is said to comprehend by moments.
Okay, I think it's also same idea. Here is moment to moment, all right? So first consciousness arise, you contemplate by second. Second, you contemplate by third. Third, you contemplate by fourth. Fourth, contemplate by fifth, like this, right? So that's the meaning here. It's also moment to moment. Because chitta arise only one moment, then it disappear. Then the next moment will be another chitta. So of course we have to contemplate moment to moment. Okay, so we read 80.
Sorry, the first paragraph and the second paragraph, what is the difference?
Which paragraph? Which one?
The by moments, the 83 by the first one and the second one actually say the same thing, but
Yeah,
why
actually
have to
quite
say two
same.
times?
Quite same. Yeah, it's actually quite same. That's why I do actually the logic is everything should be of course one chitta appear and then disappear. So we only get to know it by the subsequent consciousness. Yeah. Wait,
Teacher.
wait. I think here, let's say if we are talking about taking up and putting down. So it's two different moments. You take up, you put down. So that's why we can say as a pair here. Can you see that? If you are talking
Taking
about
up
taking out is one action,
the
you put down.
materiality, that means you know it, then you let go of it. Then it's the
No,
second.
because when the feet is taking up and then the feet is putting down, it's two different moments, right? So it's called it a pair. Pair means two things you must put together. All right? Okay.
I thought the pair referred to the first consciousness and the second consciousness. No, the
Yes,
pair
also,
refer to the two actions.
yeah, here it say in because the object is the materiality, right? The object is the taking out and putting down. Okay, so if the example given is only this one, taking out and putting down, but of course, everything you must contemplate by the subsequent consciousness. Yes, Brother Lim, what do you want to ask?
The thing I want to ask is this period of what grows old in each stage. What does it mean?
Spirit?
Disappearance of what grows old in each stage.
What grows old means that the materiality will grow old. If you're talking about moment to moment. Moment to moment.
How can things grow old when we talk about our consciousness and everything?
No, consciousness will not grow old, but the
Disappear.
body will grow old. Okay, body will grow old. Okay, all right. Okay, now
But consciousness cannot
yes,
grow old, right?
consciousness will disappear already before the next consciousness. All right, so moment to moment, we already say from one consciousness to second and third and fourth. Okay, I think there's a moment to moment. Okay, I think we have a break now. Okay, because the topic is getting more difficult. Okay, we are talking about what will arise with the chitta. Just now talking about the painted. So when a chitta arises, the universal factor, contact, feeling, perception, just now mentioned about these four. These four will arise whenever a chitta will arise. A consciousness arise. Okay. So this means the contact will arise, feeling, perception, and volition. Sometimes we call it stimulation or motivation. So these are called universal. Okay, now we go back to the notes just now. Where are we? Okay. All right, now 81. Serious. Okay. Okay, so means moment to moment. So whenever you do something, you have to see moment to moment that the materiality is not the same. Also, the consciousness are not same. And how you contemplate the first by the second, second by third and fourth. So that's the meaning here. And what is series? Series, for example, what is it? Here is up to 11, okay? From the second consciousness by the meaning of third, third by meaning of fourth, fourth by meaning of fifth, fifth by meaning of sixth, all the way 9 by meaning of 10th, 10 by meaning of 11. All right. You can have to see the consciousness as impermanent, suffering, and non-self. And you also have to see the materiality of disappearance, all right? So whatever arising from karma, from consciousness, all these also have the materiality also by change. The material will change, also the consciousness will change, all the way you contemplate until 11. So here it says as a maximum is 11. So this is called series. Like pair is only 1 and 2. And the earlier one is earlier one is up to 1 to 5th, 1 to 5th. And this by series is 1 to 11. So you can see the numbers is increasing. But you can contemplate with serious insight even for the whole day. But both the materiality meditation subject and the immateriality meditation subject here means object, all right? So you can take the rupa as object or nama, immaterial. It means that your consciousness as the object also, as far as the 10 consciousness. That's why it say in the discourse of the noble one's heritages, it can be stopped at 10. It is when he comprehends in this way, he is said to be comprehended by series. Okay? I think you all so far get the idea already. Yes or no? Okay. So how many methods he say? The first method is generally by group, means that you have to see consciousness arise together with the cetasika, mental factor. All right. Whenever you contemplate the two body parts, that's what I just say. And the second one is actually everything you should contemplate by the subsequent consciousness. By pair means you are doing two actions. For example, lifting and putting down is two actions. Or when you contemplate left and right. Of course, you need to contemplate based on the materiality, based on rupa. When you're doing the left and right, a pair here. So the consciousness also different. The consciousness that contemplate left and right are different. So the consciousness that contemplate the taking up and putting down also different, because there are two objects here, so it's called by pair. By moment means all the way you contemplate one chitta, one consciousness to by the next subsequence until the 5th. And then by series, one by another one until 11. So it's a little bit longer. The time is longer. So that's why you say you can contemplate the whole day. All right. Okay. Now there are 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Next, Brother King, you can read. Brother King.
Yeah. Okay. By removal of false view. 6, by abolition of conceit. 7, by ending of attachment. There is no individual method for any of these three, but when he has discerned this materiality as described above and this immateriality as described here, then he sees that there is no living being over and above the material and the immaterial. As soon as he no longer sees a being, the perception of a being is removed. When he discerns formation with consciousness from which perception of a being has been removed, then false view does not arise in him. When false view does not arise in him, then false view is said to be removed. When he discerns formation with consciousness from which false view has been removed, then conceit does not arise in him. When conceit does not arise, conceit is said to be abolished. When he discerns formation with consciousness from which conceit has been abolished, then craving does not arise in him. When craving does not arise in him, attachment is said to be ended. This is what is said in the discourse of purification.
Okay. Do you want to explain this, Brother King?
I think I be confused.
Huh?
It's just that over here, false view is not occurred as long as there's no perception. Perception has been removed, then there's no false view.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, conceit as well. If there is no false view, there is no conceit arising, then the subsequently leading to craving and attachment.
Not arise. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how does the perception of beings being removed? Can you explain in a simple way, as much as you can?
Perception, the memory, the past memory being removed, then there is no perception. Then that means the memory has been removed in a way.
But what memory?
Perceiving of something in the past.
No, not this one. No, the perception of beings, remember we are talking about concept, right? Based on concept of beings. A concept of beings. So the real one is only mind and matter or nama rupa. So the moment, if you see more nama rupa at every moment appear, disappear, appear and disappear, means that you see your body and your mind appear, disappear, then you don't cling to the idea of somebody, a being, a soul, a self, like this. So then the perception is removed. That's the meaning here.
Okay.
Okay, that's the meaning. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, okay. No, okay. All right, next person. Vera.
Good evening, Saiji.
83, yes.
Oh, is it? Oh,
83, yes. Can see?
But in the discourse on the Noble One's heritages, after setting forth the headings thus, as removal of false view, as abolition of conceit, as ending of attachment, the following method is set forth. There is no removal of false view in one who takes it thus. I see with insight, my insight, there is removal of false view in one who takes it thus. Only formation see formations with insight. Comprehend, define, discern, and delimit them. There is no abolition of conceit in one who takes it thus. I see thoroughly with insight. I see well with insight. There is abolition of conceit in one who takes it thus. Only formation sees formations with insight, comprehend, define, discern, and delimit them. There is no ending of attachment in one who is pleased with insight thus. I am able to see with insight. There is ending of attachment in one who does, in one who takes it thus. Only for the formation, see formation with insight, comprehend, define, discern, and delimit them.
Okay. You want to explain?
Seiji, I'm confused.
Okay. So you can see these two statements. Is somebody who cling to the false view. The moment that's why when we start to meditate vipassana, you should not use the word I walk, I sit. The moment you use even you say I see with insight. The moment you say I do this, I do that, I'm good, I'm clever. So you already cling to the wrong view already. Okay? So but you should only see there's only formation, see formation. Means only sankhara, see the sankhara with insight. So this statement is still have the idea of I or cling to the I. So that's why there will be conceit. And then after that, there will be attachment. Right? So when you have conceit means you conceit, or I. The moment you say I, you are very proud of this I. That's why there will be attachment, there will be conceit. Where's another one? Conceit. Craving, yeah, there will be another one. Both is talking about craving, attachment. All right. So that's the meaning. Okay, 84. Actually, all these are very good as a vipassana contemplation. 84, 85. Sister Wong?
Good evening, brothers and sisters. 84, Sayaji.
Yes. 84,
Okay.
85.
Okay, thank you. There is removal of false view in one who sees that if formations were self, it would be right to take them as self. But being not self, they are taken as self. Therefore, they are not self in the sense of no power being exercisable over them. They are impermanent in the sense of non-existence. After having come to be, they are painful in the sense of oppression by rise and fall. 85. There is abolition of conceit in one who sees that if formations were permanent, it would be right to take them as permanent. But being impermanent, they are taken as permanent. Therefore, they are impermanent in the sense of non-existence after having come to be. They are painful in the sense of oppression by rise and fall. They are not self in the sense of no power being exercisable over them.
Can continue 86, yeah. 86,
Okay.
yes.
86.
Mm-hmm.
There is ending of attachment in one who sees thus. If formations were taken pleasant, it would be right to take them as pleasant. But being painful, they are taken as pleasant. Therefore, they are painful in the sense of oppression by rise and fall. They are impermanent in the sense of non-existence after having come to be. They are not self in the sense of no power being exercisable over them.
Okay. So this is talking about impermanent suffering, non-self, anicca, dukkha, anatta. Right. So if you have to see everything as non-self, non-self means anatta. What's the meaning of non-self? Sometimes we can see as in terms of like in us, there's no solid soul or self. But another way to see is they have no power. Means we cannot control. Even the Namarupa, we don't have absolute power on our own Namarupa. Okay. So another thing also, they are not permanent, so they are impermanent. So they are not pleasant. If pleasant means your Namarupa, your body and mind will be forever good. But they are painful because of what? Rise and fall. Painful. Why is it dukkha? Actually it's just sum up everything. Why is it you call it anicca? Because of rise and fall. Things are rise and fall will give you oppression. Oppression means suffering. And things are anicca and dukkha. So it gives you the idea that you have no control. So that means that you start to know what is anatta. Okay? So that's the meaning. So it's the whole statement is trying to explain about this. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. So when you see like this, then you remove the false view. False view or what? False view of everything is permanent, everything is we can control, everything is good. Okay? So that's the thing. I think Sister Wong, you can understand, right? This is actually easier to understand, right, Sister Wong?
Yes,
Okay,
Jay. Thank you.
Okay. 87 also quite same. Right. So that's how we see the Sankara in terms of the Nama, immaterial, right? Immaterial septet. Septet is explained like 7 ways mentioned above. So you have to see your Rupa, material, your body, and you have to see your Nama, immaterial. So you have to see this. Then after that, you go for insight. So there are 18 types of principal insight. So this is called, I think in Pali, they call it the word Maha Vipassana. Maha Vipassana. Yeah. Maha is great. Vipassana. Yeah. So they call it Maha Vipassana type of so they translate the Maha as a principle. So means that everything in terms of how sometimes we can compare in 40 ways, but even 40 ways or thousands ways, you can make it as 18, which is the main one. Right? So it's a quite long one, but we can read. Well, let's see who have not read yet. Cynthia?
Read.
89? Yes.
Yeah. Having thus become familiar with the material and immaterial meditation subjects, and so having penetrated here already a part of those 18 principal insights, which are later on to be attained in all their aspects by means of a full understanding as abandoning starting with contemplation of dissolution, he consequently abandons things opposed to what he has already penetrated. 18 principal insights is a term for understanding that consists in the kinds of insight beginning with contemplation of impermanence. Now, as regard these, one who develops the contemplation of impermanence abandons the perception of impermanence. One who develops the contemplation of pain abandons the conception of pleasure. One who develops the contemplation of not self abandons the perception of self. One who develops the contemplation of dispassion abandons delighting. One who develops the contemplation of fading away abandons greed. One who develops the contemplation of cessation abandons origination. One who develops the contemplation of relinquishment abandons grasping. One who develops the contemplation of destruction abandons the perception of compactness. One who develops the contemplation of fall or formation abandons accumulation of karma. One who develops the contemplation of change abandons the perception of lastiness. One who develops the contemplation of change abandons the perception of lastingness. One who develops the contemplation of the signless abandons the sign. One who develops the contemplation of the desireless abandons desire. One who develops the contemplation of voidness abandons misinterpreting or insistence. One who develops the insight into states that is higher understanding abandons misinterpreting, insistent, due to grasping at a core. One who develops correct knowledge and vision abandons misinterpreting, insistent, due to confusion. One who develops the contemplation of danger abandons misinterpreting, insistent, due to reliance. One who develops the contemplation of reflection abandons non-reflection. One who develops the contemplation of turning away, abandons misinterpreting or insistence due to bondage.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. So this is it's 18 ways, like 18 ways how we should see the Namarupa. As if you just sum up, of course, everything is anicca dukkha anatta, right? This is just 18 way. So the first, if you notice that the first 3 is about anicca dukkha anatta. So you try to see impermanent, pain, then the non-self, to abandon the permanence, pressure, or self. This means that trying to see anicca dukkha anatta, to abandon the opposite one. And only okay, so after that, by this there's a contemplation of this solution, means you was is another higher knowledge of vipassana. After this, now we are still on this topic, so the moment they see more, then they will contemplate everything as dissolution. Dissolution means everything will disappear, so that's the meaning here. So this is a various method of how you see. So either you see in this way or see another way. So when you see everything as desirous, of course, you see everything you should not be desired. You abandon desire and so on. Right. So not so important yet. We just read as for knowledge. Okay.
Sayagyi, can I
Yes.
ask, what
Yeah.
means the contemplation of the signless?
Signless means one way is okay. Signless is where signless is nimitta. Okay. But nimitta has few meaning. Okay, one meaning is like the way we see as like the kasina nimitta, right? Or but another nimitta is talking about kind of like, well, let me see. I remember there's one nimitta talking about the attributes. This one. Yeah. Mark characteristic, opposite essence. Right? So normally we're talking about the sign, is talking about like sign or jhana. But they're talking about the characteristic. So we can take it as a characteristic here. What is this OPP? Not sure. Marks category attributes. All right. Where's the sign? Okay. Right. So means that people take things as having a strong characteristic or very solid. So we should see it's not solid as forever. So we should see it as signless. There's one way to interpret it. Okay. Anyway, it's okay. I really don't study about this. Not study yet. Later, if I find, I'll send to you all. Okay. So just let it be. All right. So okay. Now all these are actually it's a lot of theory here. Okay, you can see here also the impermanence and signless. So they are one in meaning, different in letter. This means the impermanent and signless have the same meaning, but the words are different. Okay. So pain, when you see something pain, dukkha, means it's something that you should not desire. So they are same meaning but different in letter. When you see non-self, means a no soul. It's same like void. Sunyata. Sunyata means void of self. So these are same meaning but different soul. So just now the meaning of signless is same as impermanence. Okay? Or you can just take like just now like we say the what according to the definition, sign is something kind of like having attribute or whatever. Just how is a sign, yeah? Because nimitta is has lots of meaning. It's direct from this Pali nimitta. Okay, characteristic like this. So if we take things as having a characteristic or last forever, so since it's impermanent, it's signless. Okay, that's the meaning here. So anyway, there are 18 of them, so some of them have the same meaning. So consider these have been penetrated by him as well, but 14 insight into states that is higher understanding is all kinds of insight, and 15 correct knowledge and vision is included in purification by overcoming doubt. So we're just not talking about these 14 and 15 here, right? Among some of these 18, some is a meditative practice up to this level. They have understand some, but some he has not really penetrated yet, right? So that's what he say that at this stage he should only familiar with the nama rupa, material and immaterial. Okay, and he will know some of the 18 insight, right? But this will be later he can understand in all aspect when he start to practice more higher types of vipassana knowledge. There's a contemplation of dissolution. This means that in the following chapter 8, you see everything is just dissolved and so on. And after that, he will abandon things of both. Right. Okay, that's the meaning. Okay, I think we finish here. Yeah, there will be some part you understand, some part you don't understand. Okay, so this is just a different way of how we see. Right, this is 18. It's not a lot. In Visuddhimagga, there are 40 ways. I mentioned to you before. So in summary, this is a chapter of kind of like guide us how you see your material and immaterial nama rupa. So this chapter is all more on this part is more on the see the consciousness. You try to see it when chitta arise, the cetasika. So phassa, vedana, sanya, chetana, contact, feeling, perception, volition, and of course consciousness, they arise. So after that, you see, even though they arise together, so when you contemplate the 32 body parts based on one body part, try to see them impermanent, suffering, and non-self. And after that, try to, by the subsequent consciousness, you can take as pair, means two things together based on one material, like taking up, putting down, or left and right, and so on. Or you want to see moment to moment up to the fifth moment. So the second moment, second chitta contemplate the first. Then the third contemplate the second. The fifth contemplate the fourth. Or you want to see series, one consciousness by another consciousness, another consciousness. So it's all the way to 11. All right. And then you can abandon the false view or perception. You understand that above nama rupa, there's no soul or whatever. Then you can remove the conceit, craving, and attachment. Okay. And what you see is only sankhara formation. Okay, so this is important. When you practice, you only see nama rupa or sankhara. Don't practice with the idea of I see, I walk, I talk, I sit down, right? Then you can remove it. And of course, everything must understand by anicca, dukkha, anatta. And then there are 18 ways according to this 18 Mahavipassana, 18 principal insight. The first three will be the main one on the anicca, dukkha, anatta. And there are various terms like compactness, okay? So when you see things always being destroyed, so you abandon compactness. Compactness means you see like for example, your body, you see it's a compact. But when you see the different parts of body, like teeth falling down, the nail falling down, the head hair falling down, so when things always been destroyed, so you don't take the whole body as a compact, as a solid things. So that's the meaning of compact. Okay. So when you see things that changes, you abandon the lastingness. So when you see the signness, which is the impermanence, you abandon the sign. So when you see things as desirous, it's not good, so you abandon the desire. So just like you say, the desirous means same as dukkha. So when you see things as void, as sunya, empty of self and soul, so you abandon the misinterpreting insistence. All right, so there's the various way of seeing. So anyway, all these contemplations sometimes they have different words, but they are same in meaning. So that's the meaning. When you see things as painful, it's same like desireless. There's no desire for painful things. When you see things as non-self, you understand it's void of self and soul. Right? And then after that, contemplate to other vipassana knowledge, higher ones. Okay, I think that's enough. So
Saiji, sorry.
yes.
I want to ask the 18 principles, is it different stages or actually all the same? It's just
No,
telling different things.
it's not the different stage of vipassana knowledge. It's the different way of how we see things.
So it's just different ways.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
So the 18th, if you just sum up, it will be also anicca dukkha anatta. Like sometimes when we practice meditation, sometimes we see anicca more. Sometimes we see dukkha more. Sometimes we see anatta more. All right. So when
So
you
number 9 is say contemplation of false or formations, abandons, accumulation of karma. Meaning, if we see that the things are all appearing and disappearing, then we may give up. We may do less akusala things, is it? Then we abandon accumulation of karma. Whether we abandon accumulation of karma, meaning we see things as
you see as sankhara. When you see as sankhara, you see it subject to fall. So this means that a better accumulation of karma is talking about if there's no accumulation of karma, then somebody become arahant. That's the meaning. Okay.
So it doesn't mean kosala or akasala. It actually means say abundance, accumulation of karma, whether good or bad, right?
Yeah, because karma will cause rebirth. So if somebody become arahant, of course there will be no more accumulation of karma. So that's the meaning. All right.
Okay.
So anyway, it's just a different method of seeing. But according to the Patisambhida book, so whether you see in one way or another way, everything you can just sum up to be anicca dukkha anatta. All right. Okay. Now, this topic is a very deep. Do you want to have discussion by yourself? It's too deep, right? Yeah. I think okay. So I think we stop here.
Sorry, Saji, about the assignment, right? It says it's actually about this wisdom topic, but still many classes to go. That means we have to go and study the book ourselves before we write the assignment.
Encourage you to read ahead.
But read ahead also tak faham. This
no,
explanation.
This is actually, this part is difficult, but subsequently there are a lot of simile, a lot of example given. It's actually certain parts are easier to read. The way I see after this, then the subsequent different vipassana jnana, some are actually easy to understand. Yeah, easier compared to this one. Just go ahead, read. I'm not asking you to be arahant at this lifetime. Okay, trying to be arahant at this lifetime. Okay, can try. I mean, that's a advantage of in a class because you got a teacher who push you. I'm sure without me, you all would not pick up the book one. Definitely, right? I mean, without me, I will certainly you will not pick up the Visuddhimagga. I think Thomas or maybe some of you lah. Some of you might be pick up the book and look at it so thick and put it back again. Right or not? Yeah, just read ahead. There's no harm. I pick up the Visuddhimagga book to read by myself. I think I pick up at least even like Abhidhamma book. I tried pick up the comprehensive manual Abhidhamma. I pick up more than 4 times and 5 times before I managed to listen to Sayadaw U Silananda. Then after that, I managed to get maybe 10%. Then subsequently managed to get 20% and so on. Okay, so we will just do the sharing of memories. Okay, so we do a short one. So please follow me. So let us share our good merits on learning the Visuddhimagga, a handbook of meditator, to help us in meditation, and also we be able to guide people more better. Let us share with the departed one and all sentient beings. Imano punya bagam sabba satanam dema. Imano punya bagam sabba satanam dema. Imano punya bagam sabba satanam dema. Idam no nyatina hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam no nyatina hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam no nyatina hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. We share this melee with all sentient beings. May they obtain this melee and be very happy. Let this melee go to our relatives. May our relatives be happy. Okay, so we finished the last one. Okay, Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. May the Buddha dispensation teaching last long in the world. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, thank you for joining this class. Chai-Hun, remember to take the attendance, okay?
Thank you, Saiji. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night.
Thank you, Saji.
Thank you,
Sadhu, sadhu,
Saji.
sadhu.
Sayang.
Take care and good night.